Today at Apache Lake, I'm going to put to use the OSP crankbaits. Now, in mid-November, I had a lot of success throwing just the DR in a chartreuse color along these bluffs. You know, I caught fish between 1 pound and 1.75 pounds and had a couple over 2. Nothing spectacular, but they were biting it. So today, though, in conjunction with the previous video I did on the OSP crankbaits, I'm going to take the various crankbaits out and give them a shot. I'm very curious. This is the Magnum EXDR, very, very large crankbait, okay? And I'm going to get it along the bluffs, as you can see, okay? The bluffs are different than fishing structure where you're making long bomb casts and grinding it down. Here I'm going to be making longer casts, but they're going to be more targeted and a bit shorter. So I want to see if this Magnum OSP will actually live up to its claim of being able to dive down quickly, you know, get down there very quickly. We're going to find out. I'm throwing this rod on a St. Croix Tournament Legend Rip and Chatter, okay? It's a heavy with a moderate action, and it is 7'2", as I said, and it's partial glass and carbon together. Now the reason I'm throwing this one is because I'm not trying to make long bomb casts. What I'm trying to do here is simply make targeted casts along bluffs. You'll see as I go along here, there'd be little rocky points, little inside mini points, or and what I'm trying to do is make a shorter cast, but get this bait down, hitting that 15 to 20 foot range on a shorter cast. That's my goal. So let's give this a try. Hello, I'm Joe Michaels, the owner of Fish Point, and this is our media channel. Welcome. About 8 years ago, I stopped fishing, and boy, have things changed since then. New boats, new motors, new electronics, trolling motors are new, right? New techniques, new baits, a lot of things have changed. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take all that new stuff to me, I'm going to apply it to my deep knowledge of Arizona bass fishing, and we're going to go do this together. We're going to go out on the water and we're going to catch fish here in Arizona. So this bait's pretty heavy. It weighs 1.8 ounces. This happens to be the St. Croix rod, and I'm making some shorter casts, and I'm trying to get where I'm hitting some rocks as I go along these bluffs. So let's see what happens. This rod really manages this bait quite well, okay? So I can throw this 1.8 ounce quite successfully. I'm making a little shorter cast, just trying to see what I can catch here. It's getting down there, that's for sure. All right. Now, bounce that. So I'm doing a couple different things. I'm throwing in the little pockets and using this bait to try to dive as deep as fast as possible. Okay, and I'm coming up to a little point like this one, where I'm going to make when I get a little closer, I'm going to make a long cast beyond the point, out a ways, so that this crankbait can actually. That's a big long cast right there. But now I'm going to bring this guy back and try to hit this rocky point and the deeper outside part of this rocky point. Let's see what happens here. There, I just hit something, hitting bottom. That's cool. That's got to be a ways down there. Yep, I'm hitting rock. Awesome. And I know I'm deep, so that's fantastic. That was more of a long bomb cast. Here's a little shorter one, well controlled by this rod. And again, I'm getting it down to depth here. Let's see what happens. They're hitting rocks there. That's good. I want to deflect off the rocks. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know if this big bait's going to catch any fish this time of year. The water temperature is 55. I don't know. It feels like these bigger crankbaits are better for warmer water. But I can tell you, Apache Lake has the kind of fish that'll eat this crankbait. Big, largemouth, 6, 7, 8 pounders, 5 pounders, 4 pounders, full of it. There's some nice rock I'm hitting right there. Nice little roll cast with 1.5 ounce baits is pretty impressive. Now I'm hitting rocks on the way down. That's what I want to do. There we go. Okay, now I'm sort of out in the free. You can see right in front of me there's a rocky point with some rocks sticking out. And that means that that point is also going out further. Okay, there's no question. Oh, I can even see a rock in the water. So what I'm going to do is even cast beyond that. I'm going to cast way out here. That's a long cast. Now, there's a rock sticking almost just under the water, so I don't want to necessarily go over the top of that. I'm trying to hit the deeper outside edges of this rocky point. There I go. There I'm hitting some rocks. Yeah. Yep. Tell you what, this bait gets deep. Cannot complain about that. I'm smashing into the rocks, no question. Happen to be using a Revo winch, 4.7 to 1 is what I'm using. And it's got a big handle, so it's handling this bait quite well. This guy's getting down there. It's a pleasure to use, but I just started using it, so we'll have to see what this is like after doing this a while. With this rod, I can make precise little casts with this giant bait because it can handle, it's a heavy power. Oh, there's one. Oh, geez. Got one. Look at the, oh yeah. Nicer fish. One of the better fish I've caught here in a while. 2-pounder. Ooh. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, all right. There you go. Holy cow. All right. I took a risk tuna boat I'm in, but this fish was up there, hit this big giant crankbait. Check that out. I would say he's a 3-pounder. I'm gonna get the scale out. That's my guess. He whacked it. There you go. Now I threw this bait up kind of tight into between a couple of rocks, and I saw the bait dive right straight down just like it's supposed to. That's fantastic. Made a couple cranks, boom, he hit it. So that's encouraging. I did not expect to catch a fish of this stature, frankly, with this big crankbait. And it's crazy, but it's 55-degree water temperature, and I just didn't know that was going to happen, but it's exciting. Let me see if I can catch more. Short little cast with that big crankbait with this finesse cranker. It's really pretty awesome, and it handles it quite well. So that's what I need to do here at this lake with all the bluffs and little rocky points. There, I just cast it over a point. Can't see it, but there's little rocks sticking out. So I'm going to start bumping them here in a second. Yep. Work my way through it. There we go. All right. That's when I'm looking for a strike, is when it's in amongst those rocks, banging up against them. When you're fishing amongst these rocks and getting it stuck every once in a while like I am, because it's going down there so deep, and pulling it over the rocks, you're going to have to retie. This is really bad. I should have checked sooner, so I'm going to have to give this a retie. There we go. All right, another fish. Oh my goodness, check this out. Look at this fish. Oh my goodness. Wow. What is this guy thinking? Man, he's hungry. I want to eat that big crankbait. Wow. All right. Okay, keep myself from getting. There we go. All right. All right, it's not bad. Not bad at all. About 1 3/4 pounds. He's hooked really good. Another fish on the giant crankbait. Wow, huh? Crazy. See this rock fall here? A little teeny one. I'm going to try to put this bait up there tight. pretty good. And now I'm just gonna have it, oh, come on. There, it goes straight down. See if there's a fish in there. Not saying there is, but that's kind of the idea of throwing these baits into the rock falls. Try again. Ooh. There we go. Ooh. Oh goodness. Another one hit right by the boat. Or he hit it and I couldn't even tell because he was so small. This big crankbait is catching some fish today. Crazy. I'm sorry, buddy. Baby, look at who's bigger. Here's one. There he is. Oh yeah. All right, got one. This big crankbait's working pretty good today. Not very big, but he's a fish. I would say this big crankbait's working. This may be a 1 3/4 pound fish. Just making little short casts to the boulders, bringing it back, and catching them. About 1 1/4 pounds, but look at how healthy he is. The fish are healthy here. It's fantastic. It was the end of the day and time to head home. I fished Apache for most of the day, fishing various different baits, and I was surprised at the fact that I caught so many fish on that big crankbait. Yes, I only caught 4, but I only fished this big crankbait for a total of probably an hour. I was throwing this big crankbait in a different way. I was throwing it up to the banks, short little cast, and diving it right down against the steep bluffs and rocky points. That was the key. They were definitely holding on the rock and against steep bluffs. I want to thank you for watching and growing my channel. I appreciate it. I hope to do a lot more videos like this, a lot more on the water, a lot more great scenery. Hope you enjoyed. As always, please subscribe and or make a comment and like this video.